So in this video I wanted to address some issues that are in the OCD community and the topic of labels within the OCD community. In case you haven't already guessed it, this video is going to be aimed specifically at the OCD community rather than another community or everyone in general. So in the OCD community we have a lot of differing labels that exist. So some examples of these labels include Puro, HOCD, TOCD, ROCD, POCD, I think Schizo-OCD is one of them, and there's a lot of differing labels that exist within the community, and I want to address why they can be a problem and why they can be a good thing as well. Some issues as to why they can be a problem is that they kind of isolate the OCD community as something that is a different, like people are different, and it creates divisions within the community, and that can be a really strong issue when people are trying to relate to each other within a community that are struggling with the same mental illness. As well as this contributes to misconceptions about the disorder that can then form general, well, just incorrect information for the community. So for example, someone who has Puro, like myself, may feel that that's an actual diagnosis that exists, when in reality Puro is actually just a terminology that exists within the OCD community. You cannot be diagnosed as Puro in the medical community. There is no subsection of OCD called Puro in the DSM version 5. However, that doesn't mean it's not a thing. So for example, when I was diagnosed, I wasn't diagnosed as Puro. I was diagnosed with OCD characterized by intrusive thoughts. So that is essentially the same as Puro, only there's a different diagnosis. So you might therefore have people going into therapist's office and saying, I believe I have Puro. Well, chances are they're not even going to know what that is. So, and for starters, you shouldn't be assuming that you have OCD. However, that doesn't mean it's wrong to that's a complicated issue that I'm going to get onto on another video. But right now, you shouldn't be saying that you have Puro when that's not how practitioners understand the disorder. They understand it as OCD. That being said, that doesn't mean that all OCD sufferers are the same, and this is where some reasons why it can be a positive. So with the differing labels, it can help understand the disorder further, because the fact is, someone with Puro is not going to experience the same things as someone with a contamination obsession. Someone with Puro will never, well actually that's not true, is unlikely to, at this moment in time when they have Puro, to understand what it's like to have contamination unless they've had it in the past. This example for myself, I've never had that kind of obsession and I do not understand what that fear is like. Likewise, people with contamination obsessions do not understand what it's like to have Puro. And it can create sub-communities within the OCD community itself, which can be a positive and a negative, because as I said before, on a negative side, it can encourage a kind of self-segregation, I guess, but it can also encourage people who you relate to more. A good example of this is on the Reddit, the subreddit for OCD, which a lot of the time I view, and people are saying about Puro and TOCD, ROCD, HOCD, POCD, SOOCD is another one I've just remembered. And they can cause a lot of confusion, but they can also cause a connection with people that can understand, and a kind of kinship between different people in the OCD community, and that can be really effective, so I do understand it. And it can also help provide understanding as to what you're actually experiencing. A very good example of this is like the social presentation of OCD. If you look at it, the things you'll think of as excessive hand washing, cleaning, contamination, which is a valid one, I'm not saying it's not. But the fact is, that's all the media presents, because Puro is really seen as something that is stigmatized, and it's taboo to talk about, because you're getting violent, sexual, aggressive, all sorts, very upsetting thoughts is what I'm saying. So it's quite an uncomfortable thing for people to talk about in the media, and that's understandable. And then as a result, you have misconceptions brewing about OCD, and I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. But the point is that having the labels helps you to understand the disorder more by showing the differing aspects of OCD. Now, in reality, like any disorder, it works on an idiographic basis, which means basically everyone's different. No two people with any mental disorder, let alone OCD, will be the same. It's just not going to happen. And OCD is a very, very strong example of that, because the obsessions are a very independent and personal thing to experience, and a lot of the time it will be formed around your environment or other factors that are going on in your life. So, for example, someone may be suffering with a sexual obsession. It could be related to pre-existing issues with their sexual identity. That's not to say that if you suffer with a sexual obsession, that is what it is, but that's an example of what it could be. It could also be that obsession, and it could be a general idea of doubt about something else in your personal identity, or any other doubts about your family, friends, etc. So in short, labels can be beneficial for the OCD community, but they can also encourage a segregation and also encourage misconceptions about the disorder, and can preach ideas about the disorder that don't match with the diagnostic criteria of what OCD actually is. So, as I said, I will talk about in another video what my opinions are on self-diagnosis and stuff like that. That is for another video. I hope this has been informative. This has been Finn Manning. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks guys.